Hi everyone. As some of you may know, April was Financial Literacy Month, but I personally believe that financial literacy is for every person, every month. And some of you might be wondering, what is Financial Literacy Month? Essentially, it's a national movement to promote and support financial education for the next generation. Because the reality is, there's a huge knowledge gap when it comes to personal finance and the next generation. And we aren't taught the basics of debt management, the basics of investing in school. And so a lot of people are left to learn these lessons the hard way. So I'm here to give you a few tips for Millennials and Gen Zs in personal finance. A recent study showed that 75% of teens in America rely on their family as their primary source of education for financial literacy. So please feel free to share this video out with your kids, your grandkids, your nieces and nephews, or anyone else that might find this information valuable. So let's start with debt management. The average credit card balance went up 26% in the last year. A lot of this is due to stimulus stopping from COVID, working from home starting to taper off, and interest rates skyrocketing last year. Studies say that millennials are paying average credit card interest rates of 24%, and even when they can afford to pay off more than the minimum, they're choosing to only pay off the minimum amount per month. The 2010s birthed the phrases YOLO and FOMO, creating this mindset of trying to keep up with the image of their peers, which potentially led to spending a little bit beyond their means. Now, the issue with only paying off the minimum amount per month is that this will keep you in debt for a longer period of time, and you'll end up paying more money to repay the loan than if you pay down more than the minimum amount each month. Now, if you have more than one loan, the important thing is to pay the minimum amount each month on all of your different loans, and with any other excess money you have, focus on paying down the debt with the highest interest rate. Now, it might be obvious, but paying down debt does require living more modestly. It requires setting a stricter budget for vacations, for going out to eat, for buying coffee, sticking to that budget and sacrificing. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to give up these things forever, but sticking to that budget for these activities will help you climb out of the hole in your debt. And at the end of the day, it's all about saying no to certain things now to be able to say yes to things later on in life debt-free. Saving for retirement while you're young is a lot like cleaning up while you cook. Seems like a lot more work up front because you're wiping up spills, you're putting ingredients away, and you're cleaning while you're chopping, measuring, and cooking. But when the cooking is done, you get to reap the rewards of all of that hard work. Cleanup is a breeze because you have nothing to do. Saving for retirement is similar. It takes concentration, it takes discipline while you're young, but those early efforts have a huge payoff in the long run. Now, I know planning for retirement can feel like such an arbitrary thing when it's so many decades away, but the reality is saving for retirement today will create certain freedoms for you in the future. The freedom to retire when you want, the freedom to live the life that you want. And with pensions being a thing of the past, Millennials and Gen Z are solely responsible for funding and planning their own retirement. But thanks to compounding interest, the earlier that you start investing, the less money you actually have to save to get that end desired result. Here's an example. Let's say Sally invests $150,000 from age 25 to age 40 and lets compounding do the work. Whereas Bob invests $300,000 from age 35 to 65. At age 65, Sally has $1 million in her account and she invested $150,000. Whereas Bob invested $300,000 and has $838,000 in his account at age 65. So that just highlights the importance of starting investing while you're young. Many of our younger clients ask us where to start investing. And the very best place to start is to participate in your employer-sponsored plan, which is likely a 401k or a 403b. So for starters, start contributing to the plan. Make sure you contribute at least up to the percent that your employer matches. So for example, if your employer says you have a 401k plan and they will match 100% up to 4%. What that means is that they will contribute their own money, dollar for dollar, equal to what you contribute to your account, up to 4% of your salary. So if you put $0 in the plan for the year, the company puts $0 in. If you've put 5% of your salary in for the year, the company will put 4% of your salary into your plan. This is free money, but you must contribute as an employee to get it. And as an added bonus, for 401k or 403b, you get a tax deduction for the amount you contribute to the plan up to a certain limit. Another great place to start investing for your retirement is through a Roth IRA. A Roth IRA is one of the best, if not the best, vehicles for investing for your retirement. Contributions to a Roth IRA are after tax, which means you already pay taxes on the money that you contribute to the account, but earnings and the gains that accumulate in your Roth IRA grow tax-free. So later on in life, when you want to take money out of this account, you don't pay any taxes on the money that's taken out. Now, there are a few restrictions to be able to take earnings out of your Roth IRA fully tax-free, but if you meet those different requirements, then every dollar that you take out of a Roth IRA is tax-free. This is a huge benefit over the long term. You can only contribute $6,500 per year, and only if your income is less than $153,000 per year if you're single. Now, if you don't have an extra $6,500 laying around to invest, the most important thing is starting somewhere. Could be $50, $100 per paycheck, and as your income increases, you work your way up to $6,500 per year. Not only will this add up over time, but you'll also reap the benefits of dollar cost averaging, which is for a video for another time. Now, if you invest $6,500 per year for 10 years, earning 6% per year, in 40 years from now, you will have $492,000 in your Roth IRA. The last piece of advice regarding Roth IRAs is if you choose to manage your own Roth IRA versus having a professional manage that, make sure that the money in that Roth IRA is invested. We have heard horror stories of people contributing to Roth IRAs for years and they never invested the money. So make sure it's invested. Now, I know we're just barely scratching the surface here, but I hope you found these quick tips helpful and useful. And if you have any specific questions or any specific scenarios that you want to discuss with us or ask us, please feel free to reach out to us. We're here to help. And as I mentioned before, if you have any other friends or family members that you might think that this would be useful for them, please feel free to pass this video along. Take care.